What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to take care of a fight. I got to examine this one. Thunder meets lightning. Magic TNT Taylor and Julio Cesar Chavez would get it on in Las Vegas, Nevada on March 17th, 1990. And this fight would be controversial beyond controversy. You see, it took place after a fight that was scheduled February 8, 1990 between Iron Mike Tyson and James Buster Douglas. And James Buster Douglas would have the audacity to knock out the youngest, the unified, undefeated, knockout machine, Iron Mike Tyson. The world was in shambles, and Douglas would shock the world. He would eventually become a referee in a WWF title match. He'd be on talk shows. And that left room for a set of little giants. The former 1984 Olympian, gold medalist from Philadelphia, Magic TNT Taylor. He would be the IBF Junior Welterweight Champion, who would take his title from James Buddy McGirt in Atlantic City. Now, I was at that fight, and Magic Taylor just basically out-hustled James Buddy McGirt. McGirt was suffering from a shoulder injury, a rotator cuff, and Magic Taylor would win the IBF Junior Welterweight title. McGirt earlier took that title away from Frankie Warren, and he was a very proud champion. But Taylor wanted it more, and he would defeat James Buddy McGirt. McGirt suffered from resistance. He was being treated for a shoulder injury, but Magic was just too fast, and he would win that title. He had a fighting record of 23-0 with one draw, 14 knockouts coming into this fight. Julio Cesar Chavez from Culiacan, Mexico. He stood 5 foot 7.5 inches and weighed 140 pounds in that fight. He was managed by Ramon Felix, and he was handled by Buffalo Martin. Magic Taylor stood 5 foot 7.5 inches and had a 66-inch reach, and he came in at 140 pounds. He was managed by the main event team, co-trainer Lou Duva, and master trainer Sweet Georgie Benton. Julio Cesar Chavez had a fighting record of 68-0 with 55 knockouts. And he would win his title on May 13th, 1989 against the Black Mamba, Roger Mayweather, when he would knock him out in 10 rounds in Inglewood, California. So the stage was set. March 17th, 1990 in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Magic Taylor would come out swinging. Beautiful timing, technique, jab, step to the side, combinations, move in and move out. And this was going on throughout the 11th round. But in the middle of the rounds, Chavez was getting in good body attack, good uppercuts, good left hooks, and would begin to take its toll on the young Olympian, Magic Taylor. So with 25 seconds left in the 12th round, Chavez would step over to Magic Taylor's left, and he would drop a beautiful right hand straight down the pipe. And Taylor's Philadelphia warriorsness would try and follow his attacker towards the corner. Chavez would step around him, leaving Magic Taylor in the corner. And after setting him up with a feint, he would drop a straight right hand down the pipe, and he would drop Magic Taylor. Beautiful right hand. Taylor would go down on a count of 9. There was 9 seconds left at the end of the 12th round. Richard Steele was the referee. Now, referee Richard Steele would be in some controversies before this fight. You see, he was a referee for the 1985 Fight of the Decade, Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Marvin Hagler would suffer a cut from a beautiful right hand of Thomas the Hitman Hearns, and the cut would open up. And immediately Richard Steele would carry Marvelous Marvin Hagler over to a neutral corner to meet with the ring doctor. But Dr. Romeo said it's not bothering his sight, let it go. So that fight would end in a knockout in the third round and be in the half of Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And Thomas Hearns would be carried out literally to his corner. But Meldrick Taylor and Julio Cesar Chavez would be a bit different. Because after Chavez was told to go to a neutral corner, he would walk a quarter of a way there and he would turn around and start walking back towards Richard Steele. Richard Steele is looking at Meldrick Taylor at this point. Now the red blinking lights had already begun in effect. So by the time the referee Richard Steele would see the blinking lights, he doesn't know if it's 10 seconds or 1 second before the bell would ring. So at this point, he is acting in his own discretion. Clearly, he loses the count. So he picks up a count on his own. And Meldrick Taylor was at the count of 6 when he got up, because Richard Steele would have 6 fingers when he was counting Meldrick Taylor. And all of a sudden, Lou Duver, who was the co-trainer of Meldrick Taylor, and the son of the promoter, Dan Duver, would come over at the corner and began to issue instructions to Meldrick Taylor. Now, Meldrick Taylor is very fortunate that he wasn't disqualified, because a trainer cannot step on the canvas in the middle of a fight. Now, those red blinking lights were invented after a former fighter by the name of Eugene Hairston, who couldn't hear and he couldn't speak, had threw a punch after a bell had rang. So they came up with the blinking lights. It would indicate that 10 seconds would emerge. And this works in favor of the referee, because it gives a referee an opportunity to jump in and separate the two fighters before another punch is thrown when the bell rings. So there was a few indications that the fight was towards the end, but Steele would look at Meldrick Taylor, and Meldrick Taylor would have to hold on to the ring buckle for balance. Little did Richard Steele know that Julio Cesar Chavez was standing right behind him. Had Steele been aware of this and issued Chavez back to a neutral corner, perhaps things might be different. You see, in Las Vegas, you can be saved by the bell. So had Meldrick Taylor took a knee, or just fell down, he could be saved by the bell. And with 2 minutes and 58 seconds at the end of the 12th round, Julio Cesar Chavez would remain unbeaten and have a fighting record of 69 fights, no losses, with 56 knockouts. It would be unfortunate, but Meldrick TNT Taylor put on some fight. It was the fight of the decade as far as I was concerned. because we all anticipated this fight. Meldrick would get a second opportunity at Chavez September 17th, 1994, but he would lose by a 10-round knockout with a bodacious left hook that would cause him to do almost a backward roll when he fell. That fight took place in Monterrey, Mexico. And I gotta tell you, unfortunate for Meldrick Taylor, he would get a shot at Aaron Superman Davis for the welterweight championship strap, but he would be knocked out by Terry Norris, and he would have a comeback fight before the Aaron Davis fight with Primo Ramos. And after that Primo Ramos fight, Primo Ramos would be carried out by the authorities because they were looking for him, and they found him on national television fighting Meldrick Taylor. The world of boxing, I'll tell you. But I want to salute Meldrick TNT Taylor and Julio Cesar Chavez. March 17th, 1990, Las Vegas Hilton. One of the greatest fights in the history of the game. This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. Saying all great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Salute to my subscribers. Salute to these great fighters. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Peace.